Hello there. In this recording, I'm going to answer the three questions about classroom observation. I'm going to start with the first one. What do you know about classroom observation? I know that classroom observation it is very important in our education system because it is a way that teachers are evaluated in the process of teaching. This could be, the evaluator could be a principal or a person assigned by the Ministry of Education. Classroom observation, it is about making improvements and observing how the teacher gives the class, and based on that the observer will give some advices or see what he have done great or what he needs to improve. It will help the teacher as the education system in our country. Now I'm going to answer the second question. Explain the process of classroom observation. The most common process of observation in our school is that teacher goes to the classroom and sits at the end of the classroom and watches it and watch the teacher performing, how the teacher gives the class. But the observer must have some materials in order to evaluate the teacher. These materials could be, or tools could be, some rubrics that must have the criteria the teacher must accomplish in their classroom. And then when the teacher finished his or her class, the person that was or is evaluating the class is going to have a short conversation with the teacher and say the great things about the classroom or what he or she needs to improve. It's not about criticizing the teachers, but it is a way to make our education system to work better. And sometimes teacher must write their agenda in the whiteboard and probably that day they forgot, so the job of the observer is to make those observations. Now the last question, that is based on El Salvador's reality, how do you define classroom observation? What would you suggest to improve it? I define classroom observation a very important in our education system because it sees how the teachers are working in the classroom, if they are following the correct contents or topics that they must teach according to each level. But I must also point out a disadvantage that classroom observation has in our country. One of the disadvantages is that some teachers or schools are not being evaluated. So like in the rural areas. Teachers there are not being evaluated, so they forget about these areas, and sometimes these areas are the most important part to be evaluated. So I think my suggestion to improve classroom observation is that Ministry of Education must invest more on education and schools, and of course hiring more people that goes to each school and see what the teachers are doing. In other words, to hire more evaluators, and not evaluators that are going to see only the bad things of the teacher, but also to take some good advices that will help the teacher, and it will help the teacher feel more confidence at the time of giving classes. So this is all for this recording. Thank you for listening.